Hi, everyone. Welcome to Humane Voices. Carrie and Austin here with a short episode to let you know that we're taking a bit of time for Thanksgiving. So no special guests today, but we've definitely got some exciting episodes coming up. So Carrie and I wanted to talk about what's down the pipeline for the end of the year and the new year. So Carrie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to the usual, giant overstuffing next week. And I'm trying to decide exactly which variety of sweet potatoes I'm going to make. Am I going to make roasted sweet potatoes? And am I going to cover them with marshmallows? What am I going to do with them? Because sweet potatoes are the thing for me. I love
Do you have any
things.
do you have any specialty meals that you like to prep for the holidays, or no?
I'm kind of bound by what the family likes, so I try to throw a whole bunch of vegetarian sides in and sort of turn my face away to the other things on the table.
Right.
I think this is one of those things that animal people are constantly trying to negotiate this time of year, right? But the good thing is that I get to host Thanksgiving this year for the first time, so I get to be more in control than I might normally be.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Well, that's always a treat where you have to force people when they come to your house to eat whatever you cook. So
exactly. And Thanksgiving is all about the sides anyway. Everybody will be happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's wonderful. Well, awesome. Well, we have a couple fun things down the pipeline for new episodes that I wanted to talk about. Tiger King 2, did you know, is coming out to Netflix. I don't know if that's exciting or not, but we're gonna be yeah. I don't know. We'll see how the sequel holds up. Is it going to be like Speed 2, the movie, or is it going to be like an exciting sequel?
Leprechaun 6 is more like it. Yeah. Maybe
Tornado
like
Shark
that.
17. We'll see what happens. What is exciting, though, is that we're going to be discussing it with our captive wildlife expert, which we had on for the first kind of post-analysis of the first Tiger King that came out, because it was such, I don't know, a cultural popular thing at the time, and the wave was going. So we talked with them, but yeah,
it'll be really interesting to see how that does. I mean, I think that our problem with Tiger King the first time around is we had I think anybody who's engaged on these issues would really hope that Tiger King would turn into this great moment of awareness about the sort of issues that these animals who are kept in these places really face. And it sort of turned into more of this weird personality story. And I really hope that if they, since they're doing this second season, that maybe we get a little bit more of the perspective of these animals who have clearly been suffering under this guy's care for many, many years now. I hope it does a better job about that.
It's a really good point. I think it was hard for us to watch, because we feel like they missed the mark a little bit when it comes to awareness and education, like you were saying. So we'll see. Maybe it's a redemption, and we'll see. Did they get it right? Did they get it wrong? We'll discuss. So something
a little less on the quirky characters and more on the fact that these quirky characters have been doing terrible things to animals for a long, long time. How quirky!
Yeah, quirky. Yeah, no, it'll be exciting. We'll see, what ends up happening. Another episode we have down the pipeline. So very exciting news. New Jersey became the 8th state to ban the sale of cosmetics testing on animals, which is very exciting.
News.
Yeah, it's huge. So we'll be talking again with one of our experts on the topic, and, might even include some exciting federal legislation.
So
stay tuned.
Is very exciting. That federal legislation, I know it's a hot thing. Everybody gets really excited about federal legislation, but this is one where if it gets reintroduced and actually moves ahead, it is an incredible moment for animals. Even if it's hard to get really juiced up about federal legislation, this is one of those things that's really challenging, because it's it's a very complex topic, but it's one of those things that can make a huge impact. So we're really hoping that we see something on it soon.
Right. And it is driving change, and there is a lot of momentum. New Jersey, like we said, is the East state. There are other states throughout this year that we'll, talk about in the episode that have also followed suit. So it's exciting to see this momentum of animal welfare in the cosmetic space taking place. So It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And of course, before we end the year, we cannot end the year without talking to our favorite person, our president and CEO, Kitty Block. We somehow squeezed into her very busy schedule to have her on the show, and we're going to discuss what kind of year 2021 was for animals. So
it's always tough to get Kitty because she's out there, rock climbing, flying through the air with the greatest of ease, etc. So when we have to interrupt her superhero schedule to get her to talk to our little podcast, it's always a delight.
I know it's true. You said it best. I thought that was all confidential information, so I'm glad that you were able to share.
Yeah, now we're gonna have people trying to get Kitty's cape. That's no good. Maybe we can auction it off at a future event.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No,
it's Kitty. It's a kitty.
Exactly.
Kitty.
Exactly. No, we always have fun with Kitty. And I think was it the last time? No, it was 2 years ago. We had her in the studio. I was like, oh my gosh. It seemed like so long ago that we were actually physically in the studio. But
yeah, and exactly. Yeah. And we managed to survive that without her hitting us with her laser beams for eyes, which was great. Yeah.
Well, again, I still got the burn marks.
All these secret Kitty skills that we don't talk about.
Yeah. So those are some of the exciting episodes we have down the pipeline. In terms of recent news, I kind of wanted to chat with you a bit about, something a little bit harder to discuss and talked about. There was a recent investigation in early November that found there was a huge auction in Iowa where, unfortunately, animal trophies were being sold to the highest bidders. And it was not for the faint of heart. It was the footage was honestly pretty shocking, and we'll put the footnotes in the episode, the links that you can see yourself. But just the sheer number of animal trophies that were in this warehouse, right, Carrie?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, imagine like, when you're driving around on Saturdays and you see those signs for yard sales in your neighborhood, and there's a bunch of like random schlock on people's yards, and imagine that, but with hundreds of animal bodies and body parts instead, and essentially like basically being dumped in this space and resold by people who had decided. I mean, I guess we could say maybe there's a sign that this is sort of good if people have decided they don't want them in their houses. Like maybe that's a good thing, but they are already dead. So, it's not a huge victory. I mean, if people are starting to recognize that keeping dead animals and dead animal parts in their homes is not going to, be the sort of thing that welcomes guests and scores them shot in Architectural Digest. Maybe that's a good trend, but those animals are still dead, and this was still a pretty disgusting display.
Yeah. Seriously. I don't think AD takes applications for a lot of animal home decor. That is something that they don't want. But no, it's horrible. And also, I mean, I think that folks are starting to realize, they don't want grandma's elephant leg table anymore or something. That's something that you don't want in your house. And
right.
Unfortunately,
even grandma doesn't want it, which is why it was at the auction, right?
Exactly. Yeah. She's pushing it back. Yeah. No, but seriously, the home decor that people were seeing, in addition to the full, just dead giraffes and polar bears and grizzly, it was really shocking to see a lot of the stuff and some of the images of the home decor that they've created out of these dead animals just for either bragging rights or for trophies or something that you could show and brag to people. It's just, it's super
gross. Great. Yeah. I mean, gross. And it was a really sort of visual example of why we're trying to work so hard to end trophy hunting, because this is the kind of output. It's dead animals being, sold off and killed and frequently in just really terrible ways for just ridiculous, tacky, grotesque displays. Yuck.
Exactly. Yeah. And now it complicates things, because now we're in this digital age of shopping, and there were actually online bidders that would purchase the items, and then shipping was offered for some of the items. So does that get into like state laws of transporting all these things? And so just like you said, Carrie, the work that we're doing is really trying to make a stop and impact change to stop, what's happening in this trade in the warehouse and the investigation here. So you can find more information on the website notes. We'll put the links there, but we should, I think, Carrie, end it on a little bit happier of a note. One of the questions now that we're leaving for the holidays, leaving for Thanksgiving, a little bit of a break. Our producer, of course, asked a very poignant question of us. What is one thing that you are looking forward to or that you are thankful for this Thanksgiving holiday?
I'm thankful that no one in my family has ever tried to give me an elephant foot waste paper basket. I am very thankful for that. I think that around Thanksgiving, all of us have to deal with these issues. We're coming together at the table and trying to avoid certain political subjects. But I am very happy to say that no one at my table is going to be advocating for elephant leg coffee tables, which I'm very, very delighted by.
That is a plus.
Yeah.
No. Oh gosh, no trophies, no grotesque trophies for your family.
Yeah. And
That's
coffee. Right. Coffee is the other thing I'm grateful for every single day. Every day I'm grateful for coffee. Beautiful, beautiful coffee.
Can't underestimate the coffee.
Yep. How about you?
You know what? I would have to say I am really grateful. Again, I would say I feel like a lot of people are in the same footing here. Last year, I didn't really have a Thanksgiving.
Right. Totally.
I'm happy to see family this year.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Like you said, it's going to be, I'm sure the politics and all of the things are going to fly, but truly being with people that you love is very, very fun and exciting for me to look forward to. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful for that. Also very grateful. I'm grateful for you, Carrie. I'm grateful for our producer, Chad and Pat. Thank you so much for such a fun show this year. It's been so fun the past years that we've been doing it. Can't wait to do some more episodes.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I am grateful for about this show and about, our work generally is that with all the terrible things going on in the news, we are surrounded all the time by people who are working to make it better, which is incredible.
Exactly. Yeah, that's wonderful. And I think that's the note that we have to wrap up on. It's a great one. We're really looking forward to. And unless, there are anything else that we should add or want to talk about on the show, Carrie?
We could always circle back to Leprechaun 6, but I think that that's probably a little bit off target now. I mean, yeah. I think you and I and maybe producer Chad will have a separate podcast about movies. Okay, we'll get into the minutia of Leprechaun 6. That's good. All right,
the artistic choices that were there.
Perfect.
All right, that's all we have for today's show. To catch up on any episodes while we're gone, you can always head to humanesociety.org for more information. And thanks so much. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you soon on Humane Voices.
Bye, everyone.